After over 15 years of discussions, the United Nations, UN, member states have finally reached an agreement on Saturday night for the first international treaty to protect the high seas, aimed at combating threats to vital ecosystems for humanity. The ship has come to shore, Conference President Rina Lee announced at the UN headquarters in New York, amid strong and prolonged applause from delegates. After 4 years of formal negotiations, the last session in New York was finally definitive, or almost. Delegates finalized the content of the text, which is now tied to the fund, but the document will be formally adopted on a future date after being reviewed by legal services and translated to be available in the UN's 6 official languages. The exact content of the text was not immediately published, but activists hailed it as a game-changer for biodiversity protection. It is a historic day for conservation, and a sign that in a divided world, the protection of nature and people can triumph over geopolitics, said Laura Meller of Greenpeace. After 2 weeks of intense discussions, including a long session that extended, the delegates finalized a text that can no longer be significantly altered. There will be no reopening or substantial discussions on this file, Lee informed negotiators. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres congratulated the delegates, according to one of his spokespersons, who said that the agreement is a victory for multilateralism and for global efforts to combat the destructive trends that threaten the health of the oceans today and in future generations. The agreement is a historic moment for our oceans, praised European Commissioner for Environment, Virginijus Sinkevicius, on Sunday, saying he was very proud of this result. We are taking a crucial step to preserve marine life and biodiversity that are essential to us and future generations, the European official said in a statement. This day marks the achievement of over a decade of preparatory work and international negotiations in which the EU played a key role, he emphasized. The high seas begin where exclusive economic zones, EEZs, of states end, at a maximum of 200 nautical miles, 370 kilometers, from the coasts and, therefore, are not under the jurisdiction of any country. Although it represents over 60% of the oceans and nearly half of the planet, the high seas have long been ignored in environmental battles, in favor of coastal zones and some emblematic species. With the progress of science, the importance of protecting these seas, filled with often microscopic biodiversity, which also provides half of the oxygen we breathe and limits global warming by absorbing a significant part of the CO2 emitted by human activities, has been proven. However, the oceans are weakening, victims of these emissions, warming, water acidification, etc., pollution of all kinds, and predatory fishing. Thus, the new treaty, when it comes into effect after being formally adopted, signed, and then ratified by a sufficient number of countries, will create protected marine areas in these international waters. Only about 1% of the high seas are subject to conservation measures, and this emblematic tool is considered essential if we intend to protect 30% of the planet's lands and oceans by 2030, as all governments in the world committed at the Biodiversity COP15 in Montreal last December. If you would like to receive more news about the environment and important actions to protect our oceans, be sure to subscribe to our channel and share your opinions and ideas in the comments below. Together, we can raise awareness about the importance of preserving our ecosystems and help create a more sustainable future for everyone.